Hi guys, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you books that can get you out of reading slump. Because we all have moments where we can't read. Everyone who reads a lot has probably been through a reading slump before, and I am kind of that person right now. So I've been watching all these videos on YouTube and I thought, why not do it myself and show you guys the books that I recommend for getting out of reading slumps. And these are the books that I've read to kind of get into reading again. Yeah, so let's just get started. So the first books I have are the Dreamland Billionaire series. It's actually a standalone series. So we have the fine print, and then we have terms and conditions, and final offer. It's basically about three brothers who have different tasks from their grandfather that they need to accomplish to get the money from their grandfather. Complications and love and everything happens in these books, so they're really entertaining. So they are like thicker than like normal short books, but they are really entertaining to get through. So if you're interested, this series is really fast to get through and it's really good. Another book that is a part of the series, The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book in the Off-Campus series. I've read The Deal, The Mistake, and The Score, and this book is probably my favorite. The first one is really good. I read this in one sitting, almost 400 pages, but it's just so fun to read. The whole series is basically about a group of hockey boys. They live together and then they have different problems. They need to solve something. For example, this book, he needs to get better grades to stay on the hockey team, so he needs help to do school. And then he knows about a girl. She's really good at school and she has top grade. He kind of tries to get her to help him, and then it escalates and stuff happens. Then we have Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This book is literally so good. I love this book so much. The writing style, like everything, the whole story. It's basically about Evelyn Hugo, who is a Hollywood star. It's about her life. So she hires a magazine reporter to write her whole story, like her whole life story, fame and how she got famous, and the seven husbands. She's ready to tell the truth about her scandalous and glamorous life and how it actually was, and that it wasn't as perfect, and there were a lot of rumors around Evelyn Hugo. She's old and she knows that she's gonna die soon, and she wants Monique, who is the magazine reporter, to publish her story so the world can know why she had seven husbands and how her life actually was. Basically get the whole story about fame and about how fame isn't how it seems. Like, it's not that glamorous. Things happened. There's a reason why she had seven husbands. Like, it's this whole thing. It's so good. So I could rant about this book forever. But if you want to get out of reading slump really fast, and if you want to cry a little bit and read a really good book, you need to read this. Moving on, we have one of my favorite books ever. This is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This book crushed me. I threw the book at the wall because it's so sad, but it's also so good. It's about Bree, who moves to a small town to get a new fresh start because she's been through some traumatizing stuff, and she just wants to move away and just try to heal Archer, who is mute. He doesn't talk. Archer has a traumatizing past, and these two meet, and Bree starts to get kind of curious about who is Archer, because everyone is talking about him and how he's scary and weird and that he doesn't talk to people. No one ever visits him, no one talks to him, and then she gets curious to see what is this man about, why is he mute, why doesn't he talk, what's the thing. She gets really intrigued to just see why everyone is treating him differently than everyone else. Basically a book about healing and finding yourself again, and knowing that you can get help when you need help. I don't know what to say, because it's such a good book. So if you want to cry and get over your tragic reading slump, you need to read this, because I'm begging you, even if you're not in a reading slump, go read this book because it's so good. Now we have something unexpected, and this is probably an unpopular opinion. The Cruel Prince in here. So when I started this book, I was bored to death. I did not like it at all. It was so boring at first, and it was interesting, but it was also so boring. I couldn't get through it at first. I was in a reading slump while I was reading this, but it actually got me out of the reading slump, which is weird because I really did not enjoyed this book at first because it was just so hard to get through, and I started to pick up. It just turned out so good, and I actually really enjoyed it. At the end, it was really good. It was better than I thought. If you like fantasy, go check this out. I think it's harder for people that likes to read romance to read this book, because it's just, there's no romance in this book. There's just politics and world building, a lot of world building. So if you're not interested in picking up a book without romance, this is probably not the one for you. But the whole series just gets better and better. And then we have another series. This series has my heart, and we are of course talking about the Shatter Me series. It's about 300 pages, and I read this in one day and one sitting because I was so bored and I was so sick. But I loved it. I actually found this book so interesting, and I just wanted to keep on reading. Then I got the rest of them. I read all these books in 5 days, and they're just so good. But Juliet, who can kill anyone with her touch. If she touches someone, she will kill them. She gets taken by the re-establishment. They want to use her as a weapon for like wars and stuff, and a lot of things happen. You just have to read it to understand it. So the first book, I will say, is the worst one, if you can say it that way. That it's not my favorite, but it just gets better. So if you did not end up liking this one as much, just keep on reading the whole series, because it's so good when you get into the whole series. If you only get through the first book, you're just ready to read all the other ones. And it's kind of like The Cruel Prince, because you have to get through this one to get to the great books, the good books. So yeah, the last book recommendation I have for today is Every Summer After. This book is so good. It's about Percy and Sam, who used to be inseparable, and they met each other at the beach house because their families owned beach houses, and they kind of grew up together like in the summer. They were around each other all the time, and then something happened, so they moved away and they hadn't seen each other in many years. So it's a second chance romance, and it's such a good one. A lot of people say that it reminds people of Love and Other Words. I have not read Love and Other Words yet, so I'm excited to pick that up later. But this book it's a good one, and it's only 300 pages. It's such a quick read, so if you want to read a cute little second chance romance, go check this out. I would definitely recommend to read it when it's summer, because the vibes are just better. That was all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you got some more book recommendations to get you guys out of reading some, or just book recommendations in general, because these books are all amazing, and I recommend everyone to read these. They're just books that got me out of my reading slump. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Like and subscribe and do all the things you know how to do. I love you. Bye.